All right, guys, how you doing today? Bert, Ferguson, Realtor, coming to you guys today with a video on something that is extremely important to people looking to buy a home right now that I feel like doesn't get quite the shine that it should, and it's actually one of the most important things, which is your home insurance, right? Making sure that you have a policy that fits for you, that you have a company that fits for you, and an agent that gives you the right quotes and understands your actual needs inside of your home. So that's what we're going to talk about today is insurance. I've got Parris Patton here, insurance agent with Liberty Mutual, over 30 years of experience, writing all types of policies, all types of sectors of, home, life, auto, boat. He can do it all. So all of those great things that you guys want to keep safe, things that including your life and your family. All those great things that we treasure, and if they're lost, we want to ensure that we have something in place to replace them. Okay. So before I pass it off to Parris, I'm going to give you guys my information. As you guys know, it's Bert Ferguson with Rush Home here in Delaware. We serve Kent, Newcastle, and Sussex. We're also licensed in Pennsylvania and Maryland. So anywhere in that tri-state area, you're looking up for a home, looking to sell a home, feel free to reach out to me. My cell phone is 302-204-1347. My website, bertferguson.io, and you can also reach me on all my social media links. I'll have it edited here. I'll put them all kind of here on the side. And I'm going to pass it off to Parris. So Parris,
Yes.
Talk to us today about insurance. What do we need to know?
Insurance is fun, first of all, especially with me. So what you want to do is kind of find an agent that you like, trust, and that you understand. And the reason is because after the home is bought and you sign all the papers, it's just me and you that's left. So you really want to find that person that you trust. The other thing is I like to talk about things that most agents don't talk about. Make it interesting. So ask yourself, you just got married, you bought these nice rings, let's say they're $5,000. Does your homeowner's insurance cover that if it mysteriously disappears? If you don't know the answer, you might want to check your policy, but most policies don't cover that. Most policies will cover you up to maybe $1,000, maybe $2,500. So if you have expensive jewelry, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000, is that covered under your policy? Talk to me. When you talk to me, I go over a lot of things that other companies, other agents don't talk to you about. The other thing is, let's say there was a game, Eagles game. I'm an Eagles fan.
Yes, go Eagles.
Don't knock me for that, but I love the Eagles.
Don't judge us for that. If you're watching this in Dallas, wherever you're watching this online, don't judge us. Okay.
So the other thing is I will talk to people that if they've seen the game last week. Yeah, I saw the game. Now, did you watch it on a small TV or a big TV? A lot of times they tell me, Parris, I saw it on a 75-inch TV in my basement with my leather chairs and everything like that. Then I'll ask you, now what if there was water backup in your basement and it kind of destroyed your basement? Are you covered? If you don't know, you need to check your policy. Most policies don't cover that. It is called an endorsement. What an endorsement is, you add that to your policy, which costs a little bit more, but for you to have peace of mind when something happens to that basement and you can't invite your friends over for a month, 2 months because you don't have the money to pay out of your own pocket because it wasn't covered under your policy, you're gonna be upset. That's where I come in. That's where I talk to you about those things. Wow. So those are two big things that I like to go over with my customers.
Hey guys, look, we're less than 4 or 5 minutes in this video and it's already packed with questions and things you all need to analyze when you're purchasing a home. A lot of people do not actually sit down and get the actual best policies for them when I know. I do transactions all the time, right? We never talk about the right policy for them. They're just trying to get to close and they get the first insurance that pops up or one that they're just referred to. But I wanted to make sure we get Parris here because as you guys can see, your interests and the things that are important to you are going to be important to him. So the policy is going to be right, okay? So that's my tidbit there. But all right.
Well, let me tell you something that happened to one of my actual customers.
Okay.
A young couple having their first home built, close to $300,000 for this home.
And this was back in...
I don't know when it was, but it was a few years ago. I'm not going to give the name or anything like that.
Sure.
But the situation was, Parris, I just got a quote from my company. Since I've known you for a long time, let me see what you can do. Okay, Tyler.
That's what we're going to do. It's okay. What we do it. It's okay.
Okay.
We're going to do it.
Let's go over what your home is going to be about. So, you ask about the square footage and what's important to you, things like that. He gave me all this information. I put it in the system, told me what was important to him. And it actually came out to be about $500 more than the company that quoted him.
Okay.
Now he's like, Parris, why should I pay $500 more? And I went through the reasons because I actually listened to him, saw what was important to him, and the way I build a policy is really tailored to you. I listened, I made sure what he thought was important in this policy. And to tell you, make a long story short, after they moved in, about 3 weeks later, the whole home burned down completely to the ground. Called me up and said, Parris, my house is on fire. I actually went directly to the house and was standing out there with his family watching the house actually burn. And it was something that was, it was very sad, but then I didn't want to put my sadness on him, so I was giving him hope. I was saying, look, we're going to rebuild. The policy that you took out with me, I stand behind it. And that's the main thing with your insurance agent. Will they stand behind it? I stood behind it. And of course, what does a policy have to pay for? We took care of him for a place to live. He had to have some money to eat. He had to get some money to put clothes on his back because everything was burning down right in front of him. So we took care of that. Then we had the house rebuilt. Then we had to pay for all the things inside. So we were writing out checks left and right. But my main thing is I did the right thing for that customer, and it didn't matter at that time what the cost was. $500 more. Who cares? You got a brand new $300,000 home at this point, plus more money on top of it based on how that claim went.
Yes.
So that's what I do. I really listen, and I build a policy for my customers.
That's incredible. I mean, that is an actual real-time, real example of why it's so important not to just look at the quote numbers, look at the premium number, or look at the whatever the numbers are, and just say, hey, what's the cheapest for me to get to closing and keep my monthly budget low. You really have to understand the importance of insurance when you're purchasing your home. I don't care if it's new construction, existing, it really doesn't matter. Where you live, you want to make sure that it's insured properly, with an agent who cares, with a company who cares and stands behind their policy. If I had an insurance agent who came to my house, right, I was going through one of the most traumatic things someone could probably go through, that would make the biggest difference in the world. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not.
One last story.
All right, we'll keep going. All right,
One last story.
And that's why we're going. That's why we're doing the edit. So yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Apples to apples. A
Okay.
lot of customers like to come to me and say, Parris, give me an apples to apples quote. Let me tell you about that. Let me tell you a story about that. Let's say you came to me with a bag of 5 apples and said, Parris, give me an apples quote, and you paid $10 for those apples. I sat and listened to you, asked you questions about why you want apples, what you do with them. I make apple juice, I make applesauce, I like them, I stay fit with apples. And I put that in the bag, my apples in the bag for you, and I say, Bert, these apples are $20. Now you paid $10.
Right.
Parris, why would I want to pay $20 when I just have a bag of apples here for $10? Well, let's take a look at your apples. You look in the bag, oh my. One apple has a worm in it. Another apple has been half eaten. These apples are turning black. You don't want those apples. Let's take a look at my apples. Shiny, red, delicious apples. Everything that you wanted in those apples. Now, it's just like your policy. Do you know what's in your policy? Most people don't until there's a claim. And then you're looking in your bag and you find that I just have some old rotten apples in here. And you look at mine and I take care of you. So that's it.
Hey man, you guys see it, you hear it again in under 10 minutes. you guys have pretty much gotten some really real-time examples from real-time scenarios on why this is very important. So I want to make sure that you guys get in touch with Parris. We're going to make sure you guys get his contact information. So you want to give them best way to reach you on here?
Best way is phone.
Okay.
302-444-9124.
All right, guys. So that's going to be it for today's video. It's going to be a special on insurance, home insurance, why it's important, and the things that you should know about why you need to not just pick the cheapest one. So, all right, guys, Bert Ferguson here. Remember, reach out to me, bertferguson.io. I'll leave my social links here. My cell phone, 302-204-1347. And if you're watching this video specifically and want to get information on insurance, you can either message me, get with Parris. He left his phone number, and we'll make sure you guys get the right information. So thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit, and we'll see you next time. All right, guys, bye.